Nation.
Let's fucking go.
He nailed it, and you matched it with profanity. I love it.
Yeah, I was definitely going to start this with an F-bomb.
Mission
It was
accomplished.
an F-bomb kind of day.
Mission accomplished.
In fact, actually, we got a language warning in our section because it was that much of an F-bomb kind of
Just
day.
one warning? You failed if it's just one warning.
Yeah, we get one warning.
Yeah.
One warning.
Next game, 2.
Good.
Next road game, 2 warnings.
What a day, man. What a day.
Unbelievable, bro.
Stop it.
Or is it believable?
That's what I'm saying. Stop it.
It was just such a wild
Stop
game. It was an insane game.
It was not unbelievable.
I'll say this. It was an unbelievably awesome football game.
Say that. You know why it was not unbelievable?
Why is
you
that?
knew damn well Dylan Edwards was going to break one for more than 50 yards.
I did.
You knew damn well Travis
2?
Hunter was going to get an interception.
Yep.
You knew damn well Shadeur Sanders was going to throw for more than 400 yards.
That I
Oh,
can't
my
say I
God.
knew.
Oh, you knew it.
I knew he was going to dime it up.
You knew it.
I knew he was going to go crazy. And I did say, I told Jake before the show, I said, of all the things we were right about, we were right about a whole hell of a lot.
a shit.
I think the thing we were most right about is that you can't play man defense against this offense. And
Not at all.
so as soon as I saw they were going to try that, I knew he was going to put up numbers.
And, you know, folks who were out there the past 2 weeks as we built up to this, maybe even longer, oh, stop talking about how good Dylan Edwards is. You're going to give them a secret sauce and they're going to be prepared.
There's no
You can't prepare
there's no
for that,
preparing
man.
for those angles to get
Tried to tell
deleted.
Him. Tried to tell him. The guy's fast.
The stutter step on the last touchdown, the one to take the lead.
The
Unbelievable,
acceleration after the acceleration, which
Oh
led
my-
to more acceleration.
He just deletes angles.
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
you have him and he just hits another
man.
gear and he's gone.
So
Unbelievable.
I'm with you. You just said unbelievable again, but I'm going to push back.
I
It
think
was
we're
not
probably going to say unbelievable a lot.
And I'm
because
going to challenge it because you knew it. You two, I'm sitting between two believers.
Yeah.
I know, but that was probably the best football game I've ever seen live. Ever.
It
Don't
was,
say that. Don't say it's unbelievable.
That's why it's unbelievable.
No, it's believe, Jake. You
Like,
knew it was going to happen. Jake, a couple questions. Did you know we were going to win?
I got the feeling Thursday after I watched.
So before the kickoff, you knew we were going to win.
Yes.
Did you know Dylan Edwards was going to score?
Oh, of course.
Did you know Travis Hunter was going to make a major impact, both sides of the ball?
Yeah.
What was unbelievable?
the quality of that game.
I mean,
What was unbelievable?
I feel like I can't say
Because
unbelievable
we knew
anymore,
it
even
was
though
going
it
to happen.
was.
We knew it was going to happen. We've been telling folks all summer on this platform. We've been telling them all summer what this team was capable of. You got people out there saying, "Oh, worst roster in America." You know, this
What a
and
fucking
that.
idiot.
Well, let them keep talking. Let them keep talking.
Oh, please do.
Let them keep talking. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I've always maintained, hey, man, you know, by the time USC comes to town, we're going to be 3-0.
That game,
Ain't the first time I've said
Yep.
it. Ain't the last time I've said it.
Yep.
that USC game is going to be basically a rerun of what just happened out there. It's going to be fireworks all day.
Is what it is, man.
And they're just getting started. This is week one, man. There's so much out there that they can work on, and we'll get to that later. I think that's a
No,
good.
we can get to it now, man. We don't need a damn script. We can get to it now because here's the deal. Here's the deal. You saw the offense. You
is
saw
Neely's show.
you saw the offense. You saw what it's capable of. What's going to happen when the defense and special teams get better?
Amen.
Then it's going to be 45-14.
Yep.
Like, the offense is not going to fall off. They're going to maintain and get better. You saw what the offense can do week one.
Yeah.
It's going to be better than that week 5. The defense is going to be better week 5, week 4, week 6, week 7. So this thing is going to get wider, not closer.
And I just love, that's what I love about this game is they faced adversity time and time and time again. And the offense there was so much pressure on them every single time they set foot out on the field. And every single time they went and responded.
Here's another pushback from Neely. There was no pressure. I'm on the sideline, and here's what I hear Shadeur Sanders say. When they went up, doesn't matter, we were going to score again anyway.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying they feel pressure, but the pressure is on them to go and keep this game in their hands.
And they knew they were going to score again.
And
Every time that they would respond because of some bungle, was a block kick or something like that, the offense like, well, we're going to score again. We're good.
That, to me, is the most impressive thing that this team did today, is they put on a absolute masterclass when it comes to mental toughness. So many opportunities where I know all my Colorado fans that have been watching this team forever just thought, I've seen this one happen to us before. The kick return probably being the biggest one.
Right.
Okay, you just had this beautiful drive. You go down the field. You've got the momentum, and boom, in the flash of, in the snap of a finger, it's gone. The momentum's gone, and it goes right back to the other side. And I just think watching this team go out there and take the punch and take the punch and take the punch and stand right back in there and throw one right back and throw one right back and throw one right back was just a special reflection of this coaching staff and the way that they have built this team into being a mentally tough group of warriors.
Absolutely.
Where do we go from here?
What
do you want to talk about?
I was just going to let you roll with it.
I mean, did you guys even hear stuff that came out of the press conference? That was amazing. First off,
okay.
Travis was awesome on the mic. Dylan was awesome on the mic. Shadeur was awesome on the mic.
I think they spoke like people who believed.
Of course.
They spoke like people who knew this was going to happen. That's one thing about this team, this locker room, the sideline today, the plane ride, the trip, the practices. There has never been a doubt.
Yep.
The doubt has been outside the building, including people who wear CU shirts and hats. Like people, I hope we're just competitive. If we can just go there and hang with them for a little while. They were in the national championship last year. We're on the road. It'd be good if we can just maybe get a 3-and-out and, celebrate. This team ain't built like that, man.
I had a person this morning tell me, if we just score one touchdown, I'll be happy.
Wow. Wow.
He got, 6?
Yeah, this team ain't built like that.
No. I really don't think they are either. And they put that on full display today.
Yeah.
And I had another friend text me this morning and said, watching your guys' show last night is the first time I believed because of the way that the coaching staff presented themselves last night. They were so confident. They were so calm. They were so collected. And, you kept mentioning Neely on the show, but it was also just exuded out of them. The thought of losing did not exist.
See, here's the thing. I'm going to pick another sport, boxing. When you have been around boxing, I don't care if you're a fan, trainer, cut man, promoter, when you've been around boxing, you know what a good boxer looks like. And you know that, okay, that guy is going to be hard to beat. I may not have seen his opponent, but I've seen enough boxing to know that guy is going to be hard to beat because he's got the stuff. This coaching staff has coached in the NFL, Power 5, been head coaches, been coordinators in the league. They know what talent looks like. So without even a scrimmage against TCU like the pros get to do, I know what I have.
Yeah.
I see Dylan Edwards' speed. What did we talk about with Coach Lee last night? That the running backs can catch.
Yeah. He led the team in receiving.
Thank you. And so to the people oh, man, you're giving it away. You stop it. You can't stop it. He's that fast. And Shadeur is that accurate with the ball. Your coverage doesn't matter when he can throw into windows that tight and he can hit guys, at that percentage level. These coaches, going back to what we were talking about last night, these coaches are that confident because they know what talent looks like and they know what they have. So it doesn't matter what you have. So Nebraska's coming to town next week. Who cares? I know what Travis Hunter can do. I'm not worried about what their receiver can do. I know what our DB can do. I'm not worried about what their DB can do because I know what he can do as a receiver. Yeah. So that's why they're confident, man. And these guys, if there was anybody on that team that had doubts or just, oh, man, maybe Coach Prime is just hyping us up, I think that first quarter where, we 3-and-out them, we get the ball, we do our thing, the entire energy changed.
Yeah.
It's no, man, we are better than them.
Yeah.
We are absolutely better than them. That was pretty damn easy.
What a beautiful way to start the game. And just let everyone in that stadium know this is not a joke. This is not a game. Mm-hmm. This is not hype. This is Colorado football, and we're here, and we're not going quietly.
And
ever.
Okay, man, the way they scored on us, particularly early on, we took our scores from them. We scored the ball.
Yep.
They scored off of our mistakes.
Yep.
So what happens when this Colorado team, we talked about last night, week 1, things are going to be a little sloppy in week 1. What happened when this Colorado team just makes 50% less mistakes? Not mistake-free,
yep.
Just a few, half less. Don't give up the block punt. That's 7 off their scoreboard.
Unlucky fumble. Dylan Edwards hits the guy's calf.
He had the ball out a little far before it hit the calf, so you still got to tuck it when you bounce out.
Travis barely drops the
touchdown pass.
Deep ball, yeah, man.
Come on, man. Like, that's 21 points right there.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. By the way, we have over 3,000 people watching live right now. Sorry, you have an updated number. We have over 5,200 people watching this show right now. Hit us with a like. I think we have a chance to set a likes record on the show tonight. Last night we did 1,000. Let's do 2,000 tonight at least. By the way, we also have some of our awesome Buffs fans who came on.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Audience. Yeah, we're not in here alone. We're not in here alone.
Oh, and we are 400 away from 50,000 subscribers on the channel. And I know there's at least 400 of you watching this show right now that aren't subscribers, so we can get that by the end of the show.
I just want to go back to something I've said a lot of times this offseason, and it's just when we go up to Boulder and you're around this team, you're in the facility, and you can just feel this aura around this team. It is... I try to describe it, man. It's just this confidence, this swagger. It is undeniable, and they put it out on the field today and showed everyone exactly what this team is about. It's what I've been trying to put into words this entire time.
And well, they put it into words today. I don't think you got to explain it anymore.
They put it into actions today.
Like it's people going to be able to talk on it. Like, you've seen it now.
The funny thing is I've been trying to tell my friends, fellow Buffs fans, anyone who will listen about this team.
Well, you got 5,200 people listening right now. Tell them.
Amen. About Shadeur, about Coach Prime, about this coaching staff, about Sean Lewis. I'm just trying to tell everyone, you gotta believe me, guys. This is something special that they're building here. And I'm telling you, as much as Coach Prime can say it, and you can say it, and Jake can say it, and I can say it, Buffs fans have been hurt so many times that they couldn't bring themselves, many of them, to believe it until they saw it. And that's to me what made today's.
I'll take that.
That's to me what made today's experience so special for me. Being up in section 403 with the people we have here and a bunch of more Buffs fans, is I got to see these people who have been dragged through the mud by this game and this program for a long time see what we've been seeing in real time. And I got to watch them experience it, and I got to watch the people who already believed see their beliefs confirmed, and the people who didn't believe get their belief for the first time. And it was so incredible to watch and be there with my friends and family, and it was just it was special, man.
It really was.
The celebration up there at the end of the game was emotional, and it was just amazing to see this team go back up everything that they've said and wake up America to the fact that this is not
the world.
Some sort of to the world.
Straight up.
This is not some sort of publicity stunt that's going on here. This is real shit.
Yeah, it is. It is. That reminded me of the picture. We'll talk about that later.
Oh my God.
Listen, folks, we live in this world. Let me go off the rails a little bit here. We live in this world where people make it their business to deny folks their flowers. Like, I don't want to give a guy credit. Like, I don't want to acknowledge greatness. I don't want to, look like I'm a jock rider or whatever you want to call it, So I want to be contrarian. And I was talking to one of the reporters from ESPN today. He was on the sideline. I said, look, man, and he was, not covering the game. He was just covering for future stuff. And I said, man, people don't understand, the anointing, the power, the charisma, the leadership of Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. Like, in every organization, organizations take on the characteristics of the leader. You got a lazy leader, pretty soon the organization is going to be lazy. You got a hardworking leader, pretty soon organization is going to be hardworking. This is a guy who has it. Like, whatever it is, he has it. His gold jacket ain't a fluke. His broadcasting career ain't a fluke. What he's been able to now to get out of 2 college programs in short time ain't a fluke. But people still want to try to piss on it or say, it's this is that. It's a big show. There's no substance to it. And he keeps on winning. He go back in the day, man. San Francisco could not get past my beloved Dallas Cowboys. They could not. They call up Deion Sanders, get him from Atlanta, and what do? They beat my beloved Cowboys.
So what did the Cowboys say?
They called up Deion Sanders, say, come here, and then they beat the 49ers. The dude has it, and it's okay to say, you know what, man? That brother has it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do more of what he suggests. I'm going to follow this plan. I'm going to follow this blueprint because it ain't a fluke. This is just barely September, right? It's September 2nd.
Yeah.
The guy effectively started January 1. Mm-hmm. So he's got 8 months, right? You know, he was announced in December, but I'm going off of when he was really in the building. 8 months, and you beat someone who was in the national championship game, and they were currently ranked number 17. And you're not ranked at all. And Vegas had you down 21 points.
21 points, man. They couldn't have been more wrong about that. And they don't have a take. It's not like, they're trying to do, like, they were legitimately trying to evaluate this the best they could, and they missed. There was no world in which Colorado lost by 21 points.
So here's where I'm going with the Vegas thing. Vegas was exactly right, and let me attach it to the Deion Sanders thing, except they didn't factor in Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
They didn't factor in that you got a guy coaching there that can change culture overnight, that can build teams overnight, that can get buy-in overnight. So what Vegas was saying is, hey, man, these guys 1-11. They brought all these players in. Yeah, maybe we'll have them a 3-point favorite next year. But right now it's 21-point dog. And look what happened.
Yep.
Because of what you have at the top. So, you talk about Charles Kelly or Sean Lewis or Andre Hart or Coach Flea with the running backs. Who hired all of them?
Coach Prime.
Yeah, so it's like the dude knows how to surround himself with winners, man.
I feel like everyone has someone they grew up with who is just good at everything. And I used to have a buddy who I would say, you could make up a game that he's never heard of.
Yeah.
Practice it for weeks.
Yeah.
And then teach him or tell him the rules, and he'll kick your ass. Coach Prime might be the GOAT of those people.
Yeah.
Like, everything he does, he is so successful at. And so when I was talking to people who said, hey, I think this game is kind of a win-win unless we get blown out, unless we truly get our doors blown off. And I just said, that's not going to happen to Coach Prime, man. There's just no way. There's just no way. He doesn't fail like that.
I told people who would listen when I was getting text messages past 10 to 1 days all the way up to yesterday. Hey, Neely, what's going to happen? Let me help you out because I know why you're asking me what's going to happen. We ain't losing by 21. Okay.
Yeah.
Enough said. And I used to get the same thing at Jackson State. No one even scored 21 points on his defenses at Jackson State. Let alone losing by 21. And that's what I want to see this Colorado special teams and defense, get better these next few weeks because there's no way a Deion Sanders team gives up 40 points, man. That don't happen.
Yeah.
And so you saw it happen for the first time and last time today. Watch.
People haven't been paying attention all offseason. We've said it all offseason. Just look at the players they're bringing in. Look where they came from. Look what they've done. Mm-hmm. That's all you had to do. Even the offensive line. People had doubts about this offensive line. Even out here, you talk to people and, man, I feel really good about Shadeur, the wide receivers, everything, but I don't know about the trenches. Bro, Shadeur was able to sit back, basically. He had to run out a few times.
Yeah.
But he was shredding him from the pocket.
Yeah, and his sacks today, he'll probably own half of them. Because there's sometimes he's still waiting or wanting something to happen downfield and rolls out and holds the ball a little too long. But the offensive line played well. I tell you, if I want to knock somebody, I'm going to give well done to the offensive line because people have been beating them up all off season.
Yep.
I need my D line to get better, man.
Yep.
What did we talk about last night? That we got to stop the run and force them to be their quarterback to be a quarterback. And when they had drives that we did stop the run and we forced their QB to be a QB, that's when it was 3 and out or maybe 6 and out. But when they got sustained runs, and get this, maybe you can find it.
I'm looking.
First half, I don't think we had a tackle for a loss.
We didn't have a sack or tackle for a loss all game.
Yeah, so it's like that means our D-line never got on their side of the line of scrimmage.
No.
That can't happen in college football, man.
And if you told me before the game that TCU runs for 262 yards on 7.1 yards per carry, I would say, it's going to be a tough one to win.
That's exactly how they beat the Buffs last year.
Exactly.
Exactly how they beat them.
And there was someone on the other side who just did not care.
Yeah.
And I think we'll talk about him after some bills get paid.
We don't have any.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
There's no Morgan Freeman tonight?
I have a bill to pay.
All right, do it.
Because when we were trying to figure out where we were going to do a post-game show, I went downstairs at our hotel here, and I said, hey, will you guys give us your, like, I know you have a secret Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Will you give it to us if we give you a shout-out on our show? And they said yes. So regardless of that, the stay here at the Worthington Renaissance in Fort Worth has been amazing.
No.
When we set it up, this trip
It
for
wasn't
all
well done.
for all the Buffs fans to come down here, the guy who was setting it up asked me. He said, "Hey, are Buffs fans like bougie? Like, do you need like a 5-star resort, or can we go like down a level?" And I was like, "Oh, we can go down a level." This is down a level?
No, this is nice. This is a nice
I was
hotel.
like, damn, it feels like a 5-star resort. So it's been a great stay here. Everyone's been really impressed. Elite lobby bar, which I'm a big lobby bar guy.
Tell me about the bathrooms.
Bathrooms are nice too. Yeah.
Yeah, does your
check
knee
it out,
touch the tub when you're sitting?
No.
That's okay. You got a good bathroom then.
Yeah, you
because
hate
when you
London.
sit wide-legged, you don't want to be one knee on the sink, one knee on the tub.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, bathrooms are legit.
Bathrooms are important, man.
They are.
I want to go back to the offensive
You
line.
learned that last week.
Oh my God.
That's the question, because that's the question I asked Coach Prime in the presser, was about the offensive line and all the haters who kept on calling them small. And he like looked at me and he said, "Yeah, they kept on calling him small." Talked about Tank, Savion, and all them. It was just hilarious because like I think we both were thinking the same thing and just like laughed in the moment, like looking back at how foolish all that was.
Am I detecting a bromance brewing here?
I mean, I've already said I love Coach Prime so many times.
There's a twinkle in your eye when you talked about that spark there, man.
Oh, yeah. We're there. I didn't see the chat last night, but they were probably losing it when Coach Hart came on because they know I love Coach Hart.
Yeah.
Someone called me a Coach Hart fanboy. I think I said that last night, but
No, that's cool.
I was like, yeah, it's facts.
Yeah. I'm a Charles Kelly disciple. You know, like I follow Charles Kelly, man. That's why the defense has got to get better.
Let's go. So as I was downstairs in the lobby bar hanging out with my boys, this was the question that was going around the room. And so I'm going to toss it around this room now. Who had the best game? Because a lot of guys had some great games, and everyone on Twitter keeps responding to my poll that I put out saying, all of the above, all of the above, all of the above. Well, we don't do all of the above in this business. So who had the best game? Is it Shadeur Sanders, who threw for 510 yards on 80% completion and 4 touchdowns and no interceptions? Is it Travis Hunter, who had 119 yards receiving on 11 catches, an interception, a pass broken up, and he played in 129 of the 160 total snaps that were played in the game? Or is it Dylan Edwards, who in his first game of his collegiate career scores 4 touchdowns, has 135 yards receiving, leads the team in receiving, and adds on 24 rushing yards? Who had the best game?
Easy for me.
Go ahead.
Dylan Edwards.
Oh,
interesting.
I didn't think you were going to say that.
Because I've seen Shadeur Sanders do this.
Okay.
In fact, if people would stop player hating, they've seen Shadeur Sanders do it. Stop acting like Jackson State games weren't on damn TV last year.
Was 5'10" a career high for him or no?
Not sure off the top of my head, but I'm sure he's done 5 before.
Okay.
I know he's done 4 touchdowns with no interceptions
For
before.
sure.
I've seen Shadeur do it. What Travis did, I've seen Travis do better, much better than that. I've seen him score defensively and offensively in a game.
Yep.
What I have not seen is Dylan Edwards do it. What I have not seen is a true freshman who was just at his damn prom a couple months ago run up and down the field like that. So for me, it's the young guy, first college game on national TV, true freshman, decided to come here and try this thing with Coach Prime. I'm going with Dylan, man.
I love that answer because it's definitely going to add some diversity to our answer. So I know I'm not going that way, but my God, Dylan Edwards. Are you serious, man? I mean, all through camp, we kept saying every day, Dylan. Dylan every day. Edwards.
What was it, about 3 days in a row I gave him offensive player?
3 days in a row. And just the other day, I gave him, I can't remember if you did, Jake. I gave him my prediction for offensive player of the year for this team because you couldn't go quarterback on that one.
Yeah.
And I just thought he's going to get 1. I did not think he was going to get 4. He was unbelievable in this game.
But he's not your guy.
He is not my guy. And that's crazy. And that's what the guys were laughing about downstairs is they were like, Yeah, which Heisman candidate was your favorite today? There's 3 options: Dylan Edwards, Travis Hunter, or Shadeur Sanders, and it's true. Like, you had 3 Heisman-worthy performances in Game 1.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, Jake, which way are you going?
Shadeur Sanders.
Yeah.
He was absolutely in control from start to finish. Poised, extremely accurate. It's the same stuff we saw at JSU. He takes calculated risks with the football. And you can see it. These beautiful layered throws right over linebackers. He knows when he has guys over the top, and he does not hesitate to pull the trigger. We didn't see him run as much as I thought he would today, but he didn't have to because they couldn't cover these wide receivers.
And let's hope, Shadeur, if you're watching, let's hope we don't see you run a lot. Thank you. There's a drop-off, my friend.
What?
Between QB1 and QB2.
Yeah,
okay.
big one.
So, all right, so yeah. Like, okay, so watch this. Let's dial down the fanboy, which we all are, and let's look at just football. Take Shadeur and Travis off the team today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
Healthy. We need them healthy and happy.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So I don't want to see him running. I want to see him quarterbacking. But you saw he broke one out today. You know, he got to run. You know, and that's the thing. You know, JSU are here. There's an effort to coach that out of him to some degree. But he's a football player. Like, he don't mind getting tackled. Like, he'll initiate the tackle. He's like, man, you can't do that. Like, you're the quarterback.
He is unbelievable, man. Or maybe he's believable. I believe. That's
he's
for
believable
sure. That's
now.
for damn sure.
You expect it now.
I think I'm ready to say that is the best performance I've ever seen by a Colorado quarterback in my life. And maybe by a college quarterback that I've seen live in my life.
I mean, he set the single game passing
Yeah, I was about
record.
to say.
But it's not. I don't care about the yards. The yards are amazing, and it's why, like, for me, I have to pick him. It's like if Jokic has 50 one night, and Jamal had a triple double. It's like, yeah, I got to take the guy who had a 50 ball. He threw for 500 yards, so that matters. But it was the clutch factor that pushes him over for me. Every single time they needed one, 3rd and what was it, 17?
The Travis throw?
The Travis in the seam. He puts a perfect ball out there for Travis to make that play. Dylan Edwards scores the game-winning touchdown, but it can't be overlooked that he wasn't wide open.
Man, I don't want to get in a pissing match about our guys because I got a selfie with Shadeur in the locker room to prove he's my guy. So let me put that out there. But damn, man, a couple of those 75 of his yards was a 5-yard pass to Dylan.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But I was just going to say.
So if we base it on how Shadeur threw for 500, well, Dylan ran for a lot of those.
But
yards after catch.
Throwing for 500 is one thing. Completing 80% of your passes.
Now I will ride with you.
When you throw the ball 47 times is insane. It's unheard of. I don't know how many players have ever done that.
Yeah, I'll ride with you on that. But the yardage factor, it would not be my linchpin.
But what I was going to say is Dylan was covered in the flat on 4th and 2 or whatever it was. He was covered. And Shadeur throws a perfect ball out.
So time out 1 second. Time out, because I'm on the sideline. Let me pull my balls out and tell you where I was. I'm on the sideline. Before Shadeur does all that, what about the head coach who goes for 4th and 2?
Oh, I love it.
Love it.
I absolutely love it.
Yep.
Yeah, no hesitation.
No
hesitation.
It's something I've talked about always is I think that coaches who go for those situations and their players know they're going to go for it have a huge advantage over anyone else that wants to be conservative.
And tell you how much they know it. If you go back and watch that play, the in-between plays particularly, no one was coming off the field and being sent back.
No.
They knew, oh, no, coach going for this.
Yeah, and I've talked about this on every podcast I've ever been on talking about football. Have an identity as a coach when it comes to these things and stick to it so the players never have to guess.
Yeah.
They just look over, what's the play, coach? We know we're going for this.
And it was closer to 4th and 3 than it was 4th and 2.
So then Shadeur throws a perfect ball out there, and it's not a tough throw, but it's one of the ones where if he throws it a foot behind where he did, Dylan has to slow down a little bit. He might get his leg tripped up from behind. He puts it perfectly outside of him. Dylan turns the corner, makes another move, and he's gone, and it's a touchdown, and they win the game on it.
TCU had a key 3rd down, and Chandler Morris was running on the move and threw it like the
behind
same thing. Yeah, he was crossing, threw it behind him.
Let's not forget when we talk about these 3 big boys, let's not forget the impactful plays where the yardage may not be that big, but the moment they happen. Savion Wilkerson and Zay Weaver.
Yeah.
The plays that they made were when they absolutely had to happen. Now, they might not have the glaring stats, but when Savion had to get it done, he got it done. When Zay Weaver had to get it done, he got it done. Like, it was some help in those drives, and not just from the big three we're talking about.
I know I've never seen this. 4 players over 100 yards receiving today.
CU record.
Dylan Edwards, 135. Travis Hunter, 119. Zay Weaver, 118. Jimmy Horn, 117. Remarkable. Mm-hmm. And I tweeted that out, and I said, who's wide receiver 1? Everybody. Everybody's wide receiver 1.
And when the day comes, Javon Antonio has the favorable matchup, watch out. Mm-hmm. Watch out.
Yeah, and that's what's a beautiful thing about this team. Javon Antonio didn't have a catch today.
Yeah.
But he was still out there. He still blocked. He made plays.
And he's a hell of a blocker, man. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's aggressive out there too.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let me tell you how aggressive he is. I don't want to blame him for the Dillon fumble, but he was standing there manhandling the guy when Dillon ran into his leg,
100%.
And so if he would go ahead and just drive the guy, get him out the way, maybe that didn't happen. But, like, Javon is a big dude, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big dude.
Yeah. And we have to, of course, give Travis his flowers, too. Because as clutch as Shadeur was, as clutch as 2 was, clutch enough for me. I mean, of course, I was going to pick him. I put the shirt on. Trav was so clutch. Unbelievably clutch. 3rd down, it was going to Travis Hunter. Everyone in the building knew it. And he got open and made
he
the
was
catch
mad on those
time.
downs that it didn't.
Yes. And then he makes the incredibly heady interception down in the red zone. And he talked about, I saw the quote that you put out, Jake, where he said, yeah, I just remembered the film. I remembered it from practice. I was in man coverage, and I realized, oh, this ball's going to the flat. And so I left my man to go intercept it. That is
and again,
Deion Sanders level cornerback play.
And again, shout out to Travis. He knows I love him. But don't forget about that first quarter interception.
Yep.
Trevor.
Oh, yeah.
Like, don't forget it. Because look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
We told y'all.
Look at this. Pull up your stat, boy.
I got him.
You see the first quarter?
What about it?
Yeah.
It's 7-0.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What's the next quarter? 14-14? Just go down the list. We don't win that first quarter, we don't win the game. If Trevor doesn't pick off that ball right then, if they score on that drive, add that math and see what happens.
I think the Travis pick was more impactful.
Now, I get it, but which one was first?
Yeah. Trevor,
It was first quarter. Like, it changes that. We won the first quarter 7-0.
Yep.
And it gave the sideline a different energy.
They lost the second quarter.
We stopped them. Yeah, we lost the second quarter.
And then
another
tied
quarter,
the next
then
two.
14-14.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that was a big thing. But it was so early in the game. Like, dig this. Go back to the first quarter. We 3 and out them. We get the ball. We do our thing. They're coming to do their thing. They're in the red zone. We pick the ball off.
Yeah.
Like, if they score there, man, it's a different tone and tenor.
And
shout out to, and it's from a guy who was on the team before Prime.
Yep.
From a guy that Prime, worked when he stayed and he made that play. That was huge.
Where's that audio coming from? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is happening right now?
I really thought it was me.
I was like, is my phone playing something? I mean, the Trevor Woods play is huge.
Yeah.
Trav then, of course, makes that incredible break on the ball and dives and makes the interception, which, you could call the play of the game, but again, you have 20 options.
Yeah.
And then he might have won the game with the pick he almost had in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But he gets the pass break up there. He was just, in any time they really needed something, Travis was there to give it to him.
Yeah.
And we said, these quarterbacks early in the season are going to be dumb enough to try him.
Yeah, we left 2 passing touchdowns out there. Shadeur underthrew one to him.
Yep.
Maybe
Early.
first quarter.
Yep.
And then there was the other one that Travis dropped. That on a normal day of practice or on a normal game situation, Shadeur doesn't underthrow that ball and Travis doesn't drop. That's 14 points right there.
Yep.
I can't remember when it was. I think it might have been second quarter. They were coming towards us. So I think we were on the opposite side of the field than you guys were sitting at. And they tried Travis once, and I don't think it was overthrown or something. Then they went back to try him again, and that's when he fell down.
He got pushed.
He would have made a play on that ball, though.
Oh, yeah.
He was there to at least make an attempt at an interception, if not to pick it off.
Oh, and check the film on that big run that they had. He got blocked in the back.
Yep.
And ref saw it and just, oh, look at the Swallows.
The refs I did not think had a great game.
No, it was week one for them as well.
Yeah. They missed a massive hold on a big run on the outside.
They missed a lot of holds.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there screaming on the sideline.
When there's one guy on the edge and he gets held and then it gets outside, it's like you have to throw that. You have to call that. That's just
the play went that way.
The entire play happened because of that hold.
Yeah, they missed some, man. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But you should not have. You shouldn't be managing the game and functioning in the game where they become an issue anyway. And so the points that they were able to score were self-inflicted. We gave them those things. The special teams, the punt, the kick, the field goal block, that's on us. And like Feely felt it. That was going to be good. Yeah. Yeah. But you heard the doom-doom. The fumble by Dillon they scored on. You put your defense out there.
Bad
short
punt
of field. Bad punt that goes out by Feely. Gets them on the 35. We got some stuff that if we clean up, it's probably 56-14, 56-21.
Yeah.
I said at halftime they should have been up 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a lot of opportunities, and then I thought the defense made some opportunistic plays that also could save it from, potentially going the other way.
No doubt about it. I am critical of the D-line because I spend a lot of time with them and the defense, and it is what it is. They score 40 points. But you have to also acknowledge that there were times, like you're saying, RK, that we had to have a stop, and they did it. Like even at the end of the game, that last 4 minutes of the game when it looked like, oh, man, this might go in overtime or something. This might get away from us. When they had to get a stop, they did it.
Yep. A couple things here that I want to touch on. One, 50,000 subscribers.
Well done.
50,000
job,
subscribers. Man. Incredible. Thanks to you guys, of course, the listeners who made that possible. Thank you to you, Uncle Neely, for I was about to say exposing us, but I know you get on me for that.
You knew I was gonna go somewhere with that.
For introducing us to your audience.
Yeah, same, man. Like we've both grown. I think I'm knocking on 79 or something. And,
let's get into 80.
Yeah, man. Let's go to 100.
And
let's run it up.
I'll say this. We're at 14.9 thousand Twitter followers right now.
24 away.
Go follow at DNVR Buffs. Maybe we can just hit it all tonight. Also, new record, of course, for live viewers for us on the show. So it's all happening.
It's all because you exposed yourself.
It is. If you didn't know last night, or I should say, if you didn't know already, we should have known last night that they were going to win this game just because the vibes were so immaculate. Mm-hmm. The show went crazy. Everything, it was just all coming up Buffs.
It was. Nothing like exposing yourself.
Do you guys want to hear about the press conferences?
Well, I want to first hear from Unc from what the locker room was like after the game.
Oh, yeah.
After the game?
Yep.
Here's the good news. TCU doesn't have to do any repairs. It was respectful. No one tore the club up. But the energy, including the AD, Rick George was in there. Everybody was through the roof. You had players. Michael Harrison was in tears. Had been through the losing.
I'm being dead serious. When you sent that video, I teared up.
Yeah, I knew you were. That's why I sent it.
That's what Alyssa said when she watched it too.
Yeah, maybe we should play that.
Yeah,
I'll send it.
It's something, man. Then you had the Jimmy Horn Juniors who, like we told you.
Yeah.
Zay Weaver the same way. I said, Zay, what do you think? He was like, man, we told him what was going to happen. Like this is, you have special individuals that are now together to make a special team. This is going to keep happening. Keep doubting us, and we're going to keep winning.
I was blown away when you sent us the video of Dylan Edwards after the game.
Yeah.
This kid just put on the ultimate show in his first game, put the world on notice. And all he can think about is next week.
Yeah. And added with that, I didn't know that college football was going to be this much fun. Like, he had fun today.
Of course he did.
But
no one can catch him still.
Yeah, but now let's get Nebraska.
I know.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe
he was
that,
on to
man.
Nebraska. He was like, all right, man, I'm good.
He literally said, you were like, "What? Talk about the performance or whatever you said." He said, "Got to do it again next week."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, he's 18."
Yeah, he's special, man. But the vibe in there was what you would imagine, man. It was, it was through the roof, electric. It was loud. Guys were celebrating.
Do we get a fight song in there?
Tank was calling for it. Shout out to Tank for calling for it. But in all the noise and confusion, Young Dolph won out with the DJ. So Tank, the offensive line was further from the DJ, and he couldn't hear, turn the music off so we could do the fight song. I then went around to the press conference, so I don't know if it took place or not.
Okay.
But they've been the new guys, everybody's been working on it. They've been getting up to speed, and of course, Coach Prime, who doesn't do the profanity thing, doesn't like the ad lib at the end.
Yeah. He doesn't have to do that part. It was one of the reasons why we got a language complaint in our section today. I really was about to say, show me somewhere where it says you're not allowed to curse. I did. I started reading the back of my ticket. I was like, I got to see if this is actually.
Is on there?
No.
Of course not.
I'm not throwing shade. I'm like, the C in TCU. I wouldn't be surprised if it was on the ticket. So I was literally asking, was it on there?
No, that's why I looked. I have to say this. First of all, I thought the TCU fans were largely very classy. Mm-hmm. Saw a lot of people after the game who congratulated us, said what a football game, had some good conversations with. So I don't mean this to be too mean to them. Man, that stadium atmosphere is pretty weak from their part.
Yeah.
I was like, your guys are hanging a banner for making the college football playoff, and this was the turnout you got? I was like, then they announced it was an attendance record. There was empty seats everywhere.
I'm gonna say this. I got a slightly different take.
Okay, it is always louder from the sidelines.
And the student section is literally right behind the visitors bench.
All right.
And it's like you go to stadiums across the country, and that's for the big donors and the people who gonna stub up and buy. The student section is
I do respect
right
that.
there
It's
where the kicker
Cameron
warms
Indoor.
up, and then exactly the Cameron crazies.
Yep.
So I don't know about the rest of the stadium, but right there, they did make it challenging to operate a sideline.
Okay. Respect to them for that. I just felt like fourth down, the game's on the line. I shouldn't be able to hear myself think. And you'll see this in Folsom next week. You will not be able to.
But I tell you this, though, man. Part of that is they were starting to become believers.
Yeah.
It was loud in their, first quarter. Then after the 3 and out, and we scored, and we're up, and, it got quiet in that student section at times because it's like, do y'all remember the old movie when Rocky went to Russia to fight Drago? And by the end of the fight, the Russians were cheering for Rocky.
Yeah.
It was feeling like that, or they're like, man, we just witnessed some great shit.
Yeah.
I want my school to win. But Shadeur Sanders, Dylan Evers, I was here for this.
Yep.
I was on the losing end of it, but I think part of that shock and awe was, damn, we saw this.
And the fun thing about traveling for non-conference games is when you go your separate ways, everyone's rooting for the other one because it makes TCU look better for losing to us. If Colorado goes on to have a great season,
Absolutely.
when Colorado goes on to have a great season, and we would love for TCU to go 11-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make us look good. I don't think they will.
Good.
That quarterback's not good enough.
Nope.
But
We talked about that too.
Yeah.
The other night.
Yeah.
We want that quarterback to be the quarterback.
Yep. But in the end, I thought it was a good game day experience for sure. Better than a lot of Pac-12 schools. I'll say that for a fact. But I was just like, man, I thought it would be louder in here.
Yeah, and on our exiting, from the facility, I'll give them a shout out as well. They were, gracious, great game. Wish us the best the rest of the way. We did the same for them. So, overall, man, it was one of those environments that when the game was over, they understood. These guys got something special there.
Yep. All right, Jake, take us inside your part.
I'm going to tell you guys about my day. Because this was...
Just the game, though, not...
Of course.
Definitely not your morning.
Yeah.
Well, my morning wasn't great. I'll tell you that right now. We show up. We walk into the press box, and we're sitting down for a while. It's pregame. And we were separated, Alyssa and I, from the rest of the Colorado media. We were sitting, I think, amongst a lot of TCU, official people.
Okay. Oh, they work for the school.
Yeah. So, first off, tons of cheering in the press box for them, which was pretty funny. But also, before the game, we just overheard a conversation going on next to us. And they were talking about, oh, it's funny how it's game day, and all of a sudden we don't see, a golf cart or a limp or anything, blah, blah, blah. Just straight dogging on Coach Prime.
First of all, he's not allowed to have the golf cart
Exactly.
on game day.
I mean, you think this common
The
sense...
ref literally made him move the chair from the sideline.
Yeah.
You think this common sense stuff would have prevailed at some point, but no, they were dogging.
Rarely.
And they were, I don't know, man, they were stunned. It was silence in the press box. I'm sure it was in the stadium for sure, too, but after every big play they made, just silence. They couldn't believe what was happening in front of them. And then the press conferences, man.
TCU fans, I got to go read that thread tonight that was on their 24/7 message board. Their score predictions were like 56-3, 64-17. Like they did not think they were going to win. They thought they were going to annihilate us, and they were literally having conversations. If we only win by 10, do you think that would be satisfactory? Like they were shook.
But I'm telling you, man, same thing with Vegas. When you don't know Deion Sanders, when you don't know Coach Prime, you don't know the talent of his coaching staff, and you don't appreciate, as Jake points out, what these guys accomplished before they got here, you're supposed to think that. Your team was in the national championship last year.
Yeah.
And this team was 1-11 last year. You're supposed to think you're going to beat them by 21 plus.
Yep.
But when you factor in the stuff we know and the stuff we've been trying to tell folks that they were just thinking we were crazy, you're not beating this team by 21, man. It ain't happening.
All right.
And one more thing.
Okay.
To all the people out there who have been fighting for the respect of HBCU football during this offseason, saying, hey, look, Shadeur can play at HBCU. He can also play at Power 5. Just watch. In defending him, in defending Travis, in defending Savion Wilkerson, when people say, yeah, but can they really do it at this level? Talk your shit.
Man, it's
Talk your shit, because Shadeur did exactly what he did.
It's like I
teams.
said about earlier with the boxing analogy. I don't care who the hell a guy is boxing. If his hands are fast and his defense is impregnable, he can damn box.
Yes.
Like it doesn't matter. It's not about the opponent. If you're watching the guy, you're like, damn, he's fast. Damn, he can do this. Damn, he moves gracefully. It doesn't matter. He could be shadow boxing.
Football's the same size.
Exactly. It's 100 yards. So when you see these guys do that thing, at HBCU, at Jackson State in the SWAC, and last year, Jackson State is in Miami now playing FAMU in the Orange Blossom Classic tomorrow for Labor Day weekend. Last year was 56-3, Jackson State. And everybody was saying, but he won't be able to do that when he goes, to a Power 5 level. A boxer can box no matter who the opponent is.
Yep.
Like it has nothing to do with it. And you saw what Travis Hunter can do at this level, what Savion Wilkerson can do at this level, what Shadeur Sanders can do at this level, and it's the exact damn thing that they did at the other level.
Shiloh, another guy.
Led the team in tackles, I think.
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm just happy for those people because, they were fighting that fight hard all offseason. Hey, stop with the can they do it. Like, Shadeur puts the ball in the right place. It doesn't matter who's in there.
And it's the same thing going to happen for those guys we've been talking about on Sundays in a couple of years. They're going to be able to do it there, too.
Of course. All right, keep going.
Are you guys ready?
Yes, keep going.
Jeez, okay.
Let's interrupt him one more time.
Yeah, we should.
Just for the shit stuff.
All right.
Let him get in a little bit first, though. No, go ahead.
Are we done?
No. Doesn't count if we don't actually interrupt you.
All right. Coach Prime walks in. First off, that's probably
Did you get into the concessions?
You knew it was coming.
I didn't try the concessions.
I don't do concessions.
No, I'm not going to do it. Go ahead. Now, literally, I promise you I'm not going to do it. I'm not. He might, but I'm not going to do it. Go ahead, man. I know. Look, bro, swear I'm not going to do it. He didn't fist bump you, though, so be ready.
I'm not doing it.
Coach Prime walks into the press conference room. First off, I think that's the most crowded small room press conference I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
They should have taken it up to like the club level or something.
I was so disappointed when I turned the corner.
When people hate the CU press conferences because of all the shit that goes on in the background, wait till you hear all the shit that happened in the background.
God.
No, it's horrible, man.
It was so bad today. Anyways, Coach Prime walks up to the podium, and immediately he says, I'm going to pull out my receipts.
Let's go.
He was asked about Shadeur, said, I'm tremendously proud of him. And then he had this legendary quote. He goes, Shadeur Sanders from an HBCU? The one from Jackson? the one they said shouldn't have the starting job.
Yeah.
Just going on and on and on. He just like so much praise on Shadeur, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think we saw Deion Sanders, the father, a bit in that moment too, because he was really proud of Shadeur.
I think everyone should be proud of Shadeur, but of course, Coach Prime is going to be the most proud of Shadeur. And it has to be an amazing feeling to see your son go out there and rise to the occasion like that. And I know he's seen it before, but a new challenge, a new set of expectations.
Exactly. He hadn't seen it here before. He hadn't seen the TCU on national TV against number 17 in the nation before.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Or believable, depending on who you ask.
I really thought you were, going to go with like some old school joke or something. When they say a guy walks into a bar, you're like, Coach Prime walks into a press room.
I want to say what actually happened today.
Oh, okay. Well, it seemed like a setup for something.
He spoke about Bucky, too. And he said his work is why some of you are here. And I'm sure he
absolutely
probably meant, Darius and obviously your channel, too.
Absolutely.
What you guys have done for his program, this university, Jackson State, I mean, it's elevation beyond elevation.
And
I
heard that, man, from CU fans, TCU fans, people who traveled there, who were not there for either particular team just because of the hype. They always give love to the content that Coach Prime allows to go out to the world.
Yeah, and it's true for us, too. I mean, we met people from Canada. We met people from Atlanta. We met people who drove up from San Antonio. They left the house at 2 a.m. To get here for the tailgate. The tailgate was amazing. There's people from everywhere, but everyone I just love the mix of Coach Prime fans, longtime Buffs fans, younger Buffs fans. It's just like I love, like, that was one of the coolest feelings about the tailgate is you just had people from everywhere. And it's true. The content, your content, our content, their content that we just talked about, it has a community. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
He did mention the special teams as well. He said the line did their thing, but we got to fix some things on defense, especially special teams. Said about Dylan, he's a dog. This is how he practices. And, I mean, it's what you've been telling us all along. This is what he does in practice.
But speaking of that defensive special teams, I forgot to tell you this one. Shiloh and I were just chit-chatting in the locker room. We talked about his tackles and, he owned up to some of his blown coverages today, some mistakes he made. He's like, hey, but I made up for it with that tackle, this, that, and the other. And Charles Kelly was coming by. He went like, oh, man, but we're going to be in the film room this week. Like, he said it's going to be an insane amount of hours watching the cut-ups of this game. Because they're already knowing, that ain't acceptable, man. Like, it just ain't. That we won. Glad we won. But that performance, allowing those points, allowing those blunders on special teams, we can't go forward like that.
Was it Shiloh who had the game-sealing tackle?
That was Slush.
Yeah,
Slush. Hell yeah.
Slush had an outstanding game, man. Energy. He made some of those key tackles in the first quarter.
Yep.
That really shut them down in quarter one and the first part of quarter two. That was Slusher on defense. 18 doing that work.
Yep, absolutely. He spoke about Travis's performance. Said Travis is him. I really think we got a couple guys who should be talked about for the Heisman right now. And then I don't know. I mean,
apparently he said at halftime. He said Travis already has the Heisman at the crib or something like that. Post game, we're up 3.
Post game, he said we got to get him home, get him some rest. We got a game. I think we got to get a hot tub on the plane next time, because he's earned a hot tub on the plane to soak in if he's going to play that many plays.
That would be one-upping Josh Rosen, who put a hot tub in his dorm room. Let's go hot tub on the plane.
CFB legendary moment there.
Yes, 100%.
He also, I don't remember what the question was, but it was kind of reflecting a little bit just on everything that's happened.
It's like Jeopardy. Give us the answer, and we'll give you the question.
All right. He said, we do things that have never been done, and that makes people uncomfortable. And then he just kind of spoke about himself a bit. He said what we say all the time on this show.
What is play or why you hating?
Well, he said.
No, that's the question. It's Jeopardy. You gave the answer.
That may have been the question.
Yeah, the question is play or why they hating.
I couldn't hear the questions. It was extremely loud.
Oh, my God.
So let me say this. We're in a room, right? I'm looking at 4 walls. The press conference room there has like 2.5 walls. Like it's turn into this area and it's like, what is this?
That was the issue. Is there was like a curtain on like boxing them in, kind of. So you like went around the curtain, and you could hear like the
curtains don't stop sound.
Oh, exactly. And I think it was CU celebrating on the other side of that curtain. We heard the music bumping, guys were yelling and stuff. Like, I think someone had to go around the curtain and tell them, like, actually,
it's bad,
shut up.
Man. Yeah, it's bad.
They're going to have to figure something out for this, because I have been to some road press conferences that are like in a hallway, and they just put up a little thing behind them. Like, that's not going to work for Coach Prime.
Right.
You're going to have to set aside an area so that all 100 media members who want to hear what Coach Prime has to say can hear and get their questions in and all that stuff.
Man, it was packed. I saw Jake on the far wall or far curtain. I couldn't get done. It's like, man, I'm done. Like, this is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, they had only 2 rows of chairs, I think 5 on each.
Oh, my
thing.
God. What
so
are they thinking?
I was standing in the back by the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only room I could squeeze in.
I'm glad you got a question in. That's
I did.
Good perseverance.
Well, my guy Curtis helped me out.
Hey.
Kurt Dog.
Anyways, when Coach Prime said that we've done things and that makes people uncomfortable, it's what we say on the show all the time. I mean, he's a confident black man who's successful, and a lot of people just have a problem with
They
that.
don't know how to handle that.
He said that, though. He
Yeah,
basically said
it's
that.
the truth.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Yes.
It's almost 1-for-1 with every single one of his haters. That is the thing.
Oh, of course.
He says, don't let my confidence offend your insecurity, and that is 100% what is happening with everyone.
But he also knows the upside to it. It's almost like, we're here in Fort Worth, Jerry Jones with the Cowboys. People are going to buy tickets to see him lose. People are going to buy tickets to see him win. But either way, you're buying a damn ticket.
They're buying a ticket.
So Coach Prime knows how to use what you don't like about him. He turns it up. To make you hate it more, because you're still participating, in the growth of it. If you retweet his thing, I can't stand him, you just helped.
Yeah.
And he understands that. He knows how to push buttons and move the marketing needle, man.
Was he emotional after the game? Like, right when it ended?
Absolutely, man.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you didn't tell us much about him post-game.
Yeah, from, walking out, the standard pleasantries with the opposing coach. By the time he got off the 50-yard line, Rick George came up and hugged him. And I think right during that hug after it, he was becoming emotional. A TCU player came up to him, number 2, and, thanked him and, congratulated him.
That's
Said,
the
man,
corner.
awesome game. Yeah, the corner, yeah. And so they had an exchange, and, he talked to Travis and was like, man, these 2 guys right here. By the time his sister, came to him, you got guys like, David Kelly, who's the general manager. They go back, decades.
Yeah.
Same thing with Andre Hart. They go back, decades. So I would say from about the 40-yard line to the 20, he literally had to stop, and he didn't go down on his knees, but he put his hands on his knees and just had a little prayerful moment, with himself and amongst of, all the photographers, because he's one of those guys. He never doubted it, never believed. Even my mom shot me a text. She says that one thing I love about Coach Prime is he tells you what he's going to do, and when he does it, the first thing he does is thank God. And so you saw him having those moments as he was heading to the locker room.
And then he tells you that he told you he was going to do that.
Anyways, he was asked about his emotions post-game, which I didn't know what really the question was based on, but that makes a lot more sense now. Yeah. And he said that. He gave thanks to God, and then he said, I was just thankful. You got to understand I'm human. And just talked about, people see him obviously as this, untouchable figure almost.
Yeah.
But he kind of broke himself down and humbled himself and just explained look, I'm human too. I've got emotions. This meant a lot to me as well.
But he did the same thing with his health issue regarding his foot and leg. He literally told me hey man, come in, cover this, put it out unedited, because people need to see that no matter who you think somebody is or how you look up to them, that we're all going through something.
Right.
And I want them to see, that, hey, man, don't think because I'm a head coach at a Power 5 and Deion Sanders Hall of Fame or Super Bowl rings that I ain't got, stuff messing with me.
Yeah.
But I'm fighting it just like you can. And so he's literally, sincerely just that kind of guy, man. He will tell you, I get mad, stuff bothers me, and I go off to myself and sit down for a sec. But he was more emotional on the field by the time we got to the locker room, I think he kind of shook out of it and was, in celebratory mode then.
All right, I got to say something. We got a lot of super chats and chats and stuff that we're going to have to get to eventually. So let's just let Jake cook and get through this.
Thank you. Okay.
No.
And then the moment of the press conference happened. Ed Werder goes to
I love that you called him out by name.
Because, why not?
No, you should.
No, if he did it,
You should.
But he didn't do anything is the thing. He went to ask a question, and Coach Prime basically said, you didn't believe. And that's where that clip comes from.
Yeah.
Where you're going to see all over the place. The one that's leading Sports Center right now.
It's already all over the place.
Exactly.
What did Ed Werder write?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's kind of annoyed me for a while, so I'm cool with it.
But he just kept on saying you don't believe, and
then you couldn't hear again. We couldn't hear what he was saying. But he's like, "Do you believe now?" And then he started.
Yes.
And Coach Prime was like, "You still don't believe?"
Yes. And then that's when I asked Coach Prime that question. And he goes, "My man," points at me.
Hey, there we go.
I know.
We did all that to get to that.
That was a big lead.
This is one of three. I'm trying to get to Shadeur, Travis, and Dylan too.
Okay.
He wanted us to know that Coach Prime
did.
said, "My man, we went through. I'm going to need another drink, man."
It took me 20 minutes to get through Coach Prime's 15 minutes. So.
I would love another drink. That is sick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm hyped for you.
I appreciate
I'll give you a fist bump. Good
Thank
job.
you. And then,
Okay.
well, there was another moment
get
too, because Shadeur was on the podium next, and he said, just asked about today. He said, "Today was like practice. A lot of y'all didn't believe in us. It's crazy. Just because you got to understand our coach. Everywhere he went, he's a winner." And then he said, "I knew we were going to do this. The scoreboard is just telling y'all that. Nobody believed."
Love that.
He was asked, on preparation, he said, "It just feels like another day at the office. I had so much time to prepare. Coach Lewis had too much time to prepare for TCU."
And I'll take you guys in the time machine when we were hanging out with Shadeur off of, out of, I don't know how to say this, off the record.
Yes.
One of the things he said to us is, "I have so much time to prepare for TCU. I feel like I know everything that they're going to try to do."
Okay, so at the end of the press conference, he's walking away, and he goes, "Where's my man?" Points at me, and he goes, "Do you remember what I told you?"
Yes.
And I couldn't remember what he said, but I remember now. That's what he said.
Yes, he was sitting there saying, "I feel like I know exactly what they're going to try to do."
Yes.
And we're going to be so ready for it.
Yes.
See, if I was there, that would have been more meaningful because I would have known what he was talking about.
He was asked about setting CU's single game passing record, and he said, "I was just a SWAC player 2 weeks ago."
Love that.
And then he goes, "We got to go play the Corn next week."
Oh my God, he called them the Corn.
Yes.
Oh, this dude's
Why
undefeated.
didn't you guys let me get to this? I was trying to tell y'all.
You just wanted to get to your shout outs.
Yeah, I love
No,
that.
this-
I'm glad. I didn't know about those.
These are bangers. Let me tell you them. He said the only difference between the FCS and this level is the D-line try to get off blocks faster when you scramble. I don't fear names. I don't really care. And then on the tempo today, he said it was cool, but it wasn't up to speed. So even with how fast they were going, it wasn't up to speed.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I got to.
Go ahead.
I try not to be critical of officials. I try not to be critical of the process. I try to say that everybody is doing the best that they can. But let me tell you this, man. If you have a high-tempo offense, which we do, college football has got the damn speed up, man.
Yeah, they got to spot that ball.
Yes, it defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
When the game is moving so slow and you have worked and prepared an offense to move downfield, but you get in a game situation, and I don't care if it's like these extended reviews or what it is, like, speed the game up, man. Like, we're tempoing these guys for a reason, but you're taking away our conditioning program by slowing the game down, man. Spot the ball.
Yeah.
That's what Alyssa said like 3 times today. Like, I can't believe how long these media timeouts actually
What are we doing?
Terrible.
They are brutal.
Oh my God, it's bad.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw the work that these guys put in to get in shape to high tempo them, and then you show up and you can't do it because, a ref is like digging his butt or something. Like, man, would you move? Put the ball down.
I will say my reaction to the long media timeouts was more rest for Travis. He should be back out there. And I actually don't know if he
Good
needs
point,
it.
but he'll on it. Like,
Yeah,
he's ready,
I mean, I was telling everyone this week they were asking, Travis, what's he going to do? I said, I know for a fact Travis thinks that he's playing every play.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to drag his ass off the field to get him to stop. I was telling people that, and it's true what I thought he felt. I didn't think there was any chance he was playing 130 snaps.
Hey, man.
He is very different.
He can do it.
Yeah.
And next year, you'll have another guy doing it.
Cormani?
Yes.
Sheesh.
You just can't load. And it was the same thing at Jack State when Travis was a true freshman. You just can't load a talented freshman like that the first year. You got to grow him into it. But Cormani would be out there just as much as Travis each time. Because they got it in them, man. They can do it. They can play both sides. Sorry for the interruption.
Anyways,
but it defeats the purpose of tempo when we can't tempo.
On the tempo, he said, it's crazy. We put up all those numbers, and we weren't even at our best.
Nope.
500 yards.
That's pretty much it. Travis came into the press conference, I'm sure you saw it pregame, wearing a Deion Sanders style of shirt you like to wear.
Let's go, like a vintage.
Yep. So Dylan and Travis came out together. Travis was great today, by the way. I just got to say that because
Finally got to do what he loves.
I know. And you could tell he was just so happy and like willing to talk about it. So we got both of these guys kind of mixed here. Dylan spoke about today. He said, I knew I could make plays and we prepare well. When I got the ball, I was just doing my thing. Travis also mentioned that he kept receipts. You know, y'all doubt my coach, he said too.
I love that it's not about him.
Yes, exactly. And then Travis on just the overall play today said we went out there and still made week one mistakes, but we knew what we had to do. Dylan shouted out the coaching staff. Travis talked about that Heisman loading post again. He said they finally see me and my coach's vision for myself.
I would love to. Maybe we can. Maybe not this week because that's Nebraska week. It's hate week. But maybe next week we can talk to a Heisman voter. Just talk about, like, what does that mean to you to see a guy play 130 plays?
He was asked about Shadeur's record-breaking day, and he said, stop doubting, basically. Also, it was funny because you saw, there were a bunch of people in there. They were asking questions, and Travis would shut them down sometimes. Someone asked him, what did you think about, how'd you get your cardio up so you could play all those snaps? And he's all, I just did it last year. And we moved on to the next question. Dylan said there wasn't much celebration after the game. It was all business. Can you confirm?
For him, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was just like you said. In the clip I did with him, he was on to Nebraska. But the locker room, they were celebrating. But Dylan was just like, hey, man, I had fun, but, Nebraska's coming to town.
And then Dylan, just on the craziness and the way the game went, said there was no doubt on the sideline that we could go down and score every single time.
I'm telling you, there was no.
Why would there be?
It was almost funny how relaxed they were taking it. So like a special teams bungle happens where the guy returned it or a fumble or something, and the offense is like, okay, because they had the mindset even if they didn't do that, we were going to score anyway.
Yep.
And that was the point where I think we were up 10. And so when they scored and made it up 3, we're about to score again anyway. It's going to be up 10 again.
Yep. But then they didn't actually.
Yeah, I know, but the swagger was never like, oh my God, what are we going to do now?
Yeah.
It was like, no, we're going to do what we were going to do anyway. We want to score every possession. So whether they score or not, no matter what they do, we're going to have to score every possession regardless. So if our defense or special teams gives up a score, it doesn't change what the offense had planned anyway.
They have so many guys on that offense. 4 guys got 100 yards. It's just unbelievable.
Last thing about Travis, he's the first player in all of college football
in
the last 20 years with 100 receiving yards and an interception in one game.
Will not be the last time he does that this season.
No, not at all.
And in fact, next one will be he's the first player in 50 years with 150 yards and 2 interceptions, or maybe the first player ever.
And then just pulling out receipts. That was a lot of fun today.
Oh,
I wasted no time.
Yeah, no, I
wasted no time.
I actually saved a few. I was like, you know what? I got to keep a couple bullets in the chamber.
No,
I'll get you next week.
No, we're going to get enough this week with Nebraska, and we're going to get enough throughout the year.
Oh, no, Nebraska's going to be really quiet this week.
You think so?
They'll still have their idiots who pipe up, but on the whole, I guarantee you that fan base is scared as hell right now.
Oh, yeah.
They looked like shit, and we looked awesome.
That's when I knew. After watching that game Thursday night, I was like, Shadeur is 8,000 times better than this quarterback, and this team is just so much more talented.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He threw for 510.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
It's not. How many super chats do we have?
And it's probably the one he overthrew to Travis and the one Travis dropped That 510 becomes like 580 to 605, like easily.
Colorado State's also just like, oh, fuck.
Okay, guys, we're at 70 minutes, so let's get these super chats in and get out of here, please.
Let's talk to the people.
You did 90 last night without blinking.
Well, this might be
We're on track for that and more. So let's go.
110. Okay, our first one is from Adrian for $9.99. He
What up,
says,
Adrian?
Maine hit for 2,000 a day off this game. God did.
Ooh. A lot of people made some money. I think it came out.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
This was the most volatile bet for Vegas.
Oh, Vegas got worked.
Oh, yeah.
I just know in our section, Vegas got worked.
Yeah.
My boy, I'm not going to put out numbers, but my boy won so much money off of this game that downstairs he just went to the bar and was like, what's the most expensive tequila you guys have? And the guy was like, it's this one. He's like, how much is it? He's like, it's $45 a shot. He's like, yeah, give me 10 of those.
I love that.
Hey, I ain't telling y'all what to go do, but before this game, Vegas had us at 3.5 for the season.
Oh, yeah.
You might want to go hop on that before they adjust it.
Well,
Oh,
it's
that's-
already
yeah.
it's long.
No. They're going to still adjust it wrong. They're going to adjust it about to like 4 or 5.
I wonder if you can still even get that once the season starts.
I have a lot of money on that one.
Yeah, they absolutely got it. You and I discussed it. We were riding the other day. Like, they absolutely got that one wrong.
Yeah. I got paid. Got paid today.
Me too.
Rarely you get paid on a Saturday.
That's true. All right, let's go.
Man, I'm in the hot seat now. I'm scared to pronounce some of these names.
Oh, how does it feel? How's it feel? Let's
No
go.
lie.
Let's hear it.
Rana is watching from Tokyo with her their super chat.
That's
Konnichiwa.
incredible. Tokyo.
Did I say that right? Konnichiwa, was that pretty good?
It was close enough.
Okay, all right.
I wouldn't say that to Jake if he said it that way.
Oh, these pronunciations, guys. We got to work on these.
David talks Buffs. Best Buffs game I've ever seen in my life. The casuals are exposed. We are effing good. We score at will like the 2013 Broncos. I'm going to say it. I want to do shrooms with the DNVR crew. Let's go.
Everything's on the table.
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Come on.
Keep going.
Whoa,
okay.
whoa.
Jake is like Taskmaster,
Where are you
man.
going,
We have
bro?
27.
Yeah, and we're going to the bars after this.
And we're 75 minutes in.
All right. You don't need to put pressure on her like
Yeah,
that.
man. You ain't be rude about it. Damn.
How long is the show going to go? I'm just saying.
Hey,
All right, Jake,
this
Jake,
is a
you-
celebration.
Jake, you're
This
in
isn't
chair
a show.
one. You're clearly in charge. Be in charge, man. It's your show. Go ahead.
It took us 72 minutes to get here.
Hey, I think 60 minutes of RK and Neely and 10 of Jake is worth 70 minutes.
Wow.
That's just my opinion. If y'all agree, get in the chat. We'll let the fans decide.
There was a lot of people talking about Episcopal Church today. It was awesome.
See? You open the door by being rude.
All
Ma'am,
right.
please,
Go
take
ahead,
your time.
Alyssa.
Okay, from Jay, more commits uploading.
Oh, can you imagine?
This did so much for recruiting.
Dude, speaking of, I'm going to drop the video after the show. Prime walking the field pregame, TCU had hella recruits in.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw the list.
They followed him. Like when he passed him in the end zone, by the time we were coming back, they were just like lemmings, just like they followed him.
Can you imagine what every recruit in the country is thinking tonight? SportsCenter leads with the Buffs.
Man, I saw this.
Every time it comes around.
I saw this during the Jack State days. One of the worst things you can do is have your recruits come to town when Deion Sanders is bringing his team to town.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah.
Really bad idea.
Like, don't do it.
But
Don't
they
do
thought-
it. Do it. Do it. Do
They
it.
really thought they were going to blow us out.
Yeah. So bring them in week 1, number 17, and we're going to show them something, okay? Yeah. You lost something today, buddy.
Yep. What else?
Okay, I'm going to fire through a couple of these because I'm not sure their comments came through. So CTOD Ghost sent us a super chat. Christopher Jester also sent us a super chat. Jay Brown. And then another one from Christopher. We have 2 Heisman Trophy candidates.
Man. Yeah, you could throw Dylan in there and call it 3. Shadeur, if you're doing a Heisman power rankings that doesn't, factor in last year or anything like that, he has to come out of this as number 1 in the country this week.
Absolutely, 500 yards. And what I love about these guys, they understand that and they get that, but they also know particularly awards like that, you got to win as a team.
Of course.
You know, you can throw 500 yards a game, have a losing record. Ain't nobody talking about no Heisman stuff. So, like, they put a premium, and you heard it even from Tank with his Senior Bowl stuff. They put a premium on, like, that's a nice individual award, but I want to win.
Okay, next one again from David Talks Buffs. He says, Big 12, we come in as instant contenders.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
You just put the, I guess, runner-up to the conference on notice.
Yeah, you put the league on notice today.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that we were talking about with the TCU fans when we were leaving the game, some nice ones, is they were like, man, that was y'all's first game with Coach Prime, and we're going to have to play you every year or almost every year. I was like, yeah. I was like, I also said, but I'm excited to come back here. I like this town.
Yeah.
Great weekend.
Next one is from Adrian again. We've been rocking with y'all since December, and to get to this
Appreciate you.
moment is so satisfying. I tried to tell all my friends. They laughed. They believe me now. Sco Buffs.
Yes, sir.
You've heard that before, though, haven't you?
What?
That to get to this moment with you has been so satisfying. No one's ever told you that before?
That's a compliment, Jake.
See,
But
I
you
try
said it
to
in the
help
cadence
him.
of.
I know, but I try to help him, and he won't be like, "Oh yeah, I hear that all the time." He ran from the compliment.
I know.
So no one's ever told you satisfied them.
See, now you fumbled the bag. He was trying to build you
I
up.
don't even know what to say, honestly.
Say hey, says Dylan Edwards looks like Napoleon Kaufman out there. My $140 bet for CU to win turned into 1,000 Sco Buffs. James Partney said Vegas didn't have a clue what to do with the Buffs. Sco Buffs, everything Coach Prime touches turns to gold.
It's so funny because we're talking about Vegas. I was telling my friends, like, I think they're really wrong. I love that someone's playing that piano that's right outside of this room now. Is it Shiloh?
Shiloh's better than that.
I was just like, I think they're really wrong, and we might make a lot of money off of this.
Yeah.
And we were
Well,
right.
you can only lose what you bet. So if you're good with losing it, it's all upside.
All right, what's
All
next?
upside.
Jay Brown says bubble wrap Travis and Dylan this week, please, with a couple laughy faces. Kay Townsend says, I haven't been hyped since the Cordell Stewart days. Yes, Lord, I'm going to talk so much shit at the gym on Monday. Buff supporter from Mobile, Alabama since 1987. No sleep tonight.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah. I like Mobile.
Lamar, how about T. Woods? 1 interception, 9 tackles, 7 solo. Dude had a game, believes. Go Buffs.
He's a dog. And I loved getting to see him go out there and play today without having to be the only guy. I mean, he was trying to do everyone's job last year. Now he just gets to do his.
Yep. Great point.
I think he led the team in tackles again, too, which is something he
Yeah,
did
it was
a lot
either him or
last year.
Shiloh. Yeah, they were right there together, man. And you and I talked about, the balance of do you want your safety leading the team in
I know.
tackles or not?
Yeah,
I know.
linebackers got to steal some of those away from him.
Yeah.
David Talks Buff says Dylan Edwards is Reggie Bush.
I think Darren Sproles.
Yeah, that's closer. I agree.
I don't know, man. He's really special. I don't even want to compare him to anyone at this point.
I like it.
But that's coming from a guy who's never been told he's
Oh, my
satisfied.
God.
So.
I know ball, bro.
That's true.
That might be the problem.
You said smoke through a keyhole. That was about perfect for today.
When he says ball, that might be a. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jasmine.
We got to end this show.
Thank you.
Jasmine says this goes out to all the Buffs fans who went through the Montana State and Sac State losses and kept believing. What a performance today, Sco Buffs.
Hell yeah.
Another super chat from IWJIV70. Thank you. Let's see. Shanine says, we'll see you move to the top 20 in the rankings this week. Would love to hear your perspectives.
Great question. No, I don't think they will.
Really?
They should, but I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will either. Yeah.
There's going to be too many people who say, oh, we just overrated TCU.
Yep, that's the funny thing. The narrative's going to flip to what we were saying all
and
along.
It would be if they were 11 instead of 17.
Yep.
But
I will say this, though. Nebraska was at one point 10.5-point favorites. Now the Buffs are favored in that game.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
So I hope you got in on that.
No, Vegas ain't crazy.
Well, no, they figured.
Once
they
they
learned.
know,
Yeah.
they know.
They're not, they don't. They have no anchor bias on their takes.
No.
Oh, man. Jesse, Geysi. I'm guessing here.
I like that.
Due to limited
Spelling.
personnel on the D-line, I would like to see them run a hybrid 4-3 or 4-2 gap attacking defense.
I'll leave that up to Charles Kelly.
Yeah.
I'll watch the
Keep
film
playing
first.
Madden, Jesse.
He'll get it figured out. But it's a good idea. Charles Kelly will get it figured out.
Yeah. A lot of it is figured out is that people didn't do their jobs. You know, if you have an assignment and you move away from the assignment, that ain't the scheme.
Yeah.
You know, that's you not doing what you're supposed to do
Yep.
because you're trying to do too much. It's almost like y'all said Trevor was last year,
Yep.
you know, trying to do somebody else's job instead of doing your job.
Yep.
You had a lot of that out there today, you know, particularly, again, on special teams. It wasn't that, you know, they were wrong. You just didn't do what you were told to do.
Yep.
Okay, the Waddy Way, $139 Snapchat.
Whoa. Super chat.
Damn.
Super chat, yeah.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Jake Flanagan says, hello, we finally got you, Jake. Mr. Heisman, Travis Hunter is number 12, and when he's on the field, it feels like the Buffs have 12 players out there.
I love that.
That's great.
Also, shout out Jake. That is our GM in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
And
Hell yeah.
he was hyped today. Just like texting me pictures and takes and thoughts.
This is something else we didn't talk about. Did you see the scenes from the DNVR bar today?
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
I
Have you
didn't.
seen these?
I didn't.
Well, I'll show you
Oh.
the videos after the show.
Oh my God, bro.
It was nuts in there, packed wall to wall. People just losing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so sick.
it is.
That's another thing that I teared up when I watched because I've never seen the bar. I've seen the bar packed. I've never seen it packed for a Buffs game.
I told RG, I was like, I loved every minute today, but watching those videos made me miss the bar every single time.
Oh, of course.
Like, I wanted to be there.
It's a special place.
I kind of miss the chicken tenders right now. I hadn't eaten. Good chicken tenders at the DNVR.
Well, if we end the show, we can go eat.
Well, we can't go eat the DNVR to get the chicken tenders.
We can go get chicken tenders though.
I got to get nachos with extra sour cream.
Oh yeah, true. Well, they got that at the place where we're going.
David Talks Buffs, thank you, DNVR and Uncle Neely, for paving the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. LFG.
Brian says, update on Carmani McLean, please. When do you think we will see him?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, when he's ready. You know, he was there and dressed and traveled with the team. I mean, I'm telling y'all, man, like, he is a true freshman. It's almost like Alton McCaskill with the injury. Like, Alton is going to play this year and have major impact. But this is not about week one. You know, this is about a season and
career.
years after the season. And so Carmani's in the same situation. He's a true freshman. Let the guy learn.
Yeah.
Okay, next one from Eric Jones. Weaver Horn dropped a TD each. Oh, nope, not going to read that one.
Nice catch.
Yep, video game controller jumps up and down excitedly. From
Super sticker.
Nami. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. Super
That's
sticker.
awesome.
I was like, wait a second. Shadeur from QJ Smith. Shadeur better than Williams. Best QB in the nation.
That matchup is going to be fireworks. I cannot wait.
Shadeur was incredible today.
Yep.
And I'm glad it happens at a time when our defense has time to get better.
Oh, totally. Learn and winning and learning is a great place to be.
And watching them. We got film.
Capway says, next Saturday is going to be absolutely crazy. 6 a.m. tailgate. RK, be ready.
We'll see you there.
Yep.
7, I think. 7 a.m. tailgate.
7 a.m. tailgate. From Nard, New Jerseys were fire. New Jerseys every game, question mark?
We'll see. What do we got? We got something.
Here's
what's planned for next
here's
week?
what I do know, and I've said it before, and I keep on saying it. We don't have to wear the same uniform. Like, we got options. We can go something different every Saturday and those 2 Fridays the rest of the season.
The threads were fire today, though.
They were.
My God.
You know what's sick? I haven't thought about the jerseys once since the game ended because there's just so much football to think about.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I'd have been like, man, we got our asses beat, but those helmets were sick.
Yeah.
I thought
Speaking of helmets, both teams are in white helmets today.
Yep. A lot of white, a lot of white garments on the field.
Why didn't we see prime cleats?
Oh, I don't know, man. Like, you know, it could be that they're coming in or being saved for a game. I have no idea.
Okay.
You know, Coach was rocking some nice his own shoe.
His hoodie was fire, too.
Yeah. He was swagged out.
Okay, we got a super chat from Hunt Day TV. Next one from Aaron says, Heisman watch ×2. Carl Robinson says, why wasn't Javon Antonio involved more in offense and number 20?
You know, one thing about Shadeur Sanders, he's going to go where the ball is supposed to go. And Javon Antonio is an excellent receiver, big body guy, can get open. And if Shadeur didn't go there during those series, it's because the favorable matchup was somewhere else. No other issue than that. Like you're going to see, you talked about having 3-4 guys 100 yards receiving. There's going to be a totally different 2, 3, or 4 of them in each week to come. Like he's going to go where the ball is supposed to go, not go to just that guy.
Yeah.
3 more, Jake. We got this.
All right. I felt like there was no end in sight.
Don
He
Peasy
really
says,
hyped it up like it was a bad thing.
We're almost at 90 minutes, by the way.
There you go. That's the goal.
Let's go. Okay, Don Peasy.
The people are still here.
I know. It's awesome.
Don Peasy says flip alert for every non-buff commit in the country.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Ellis
Especially-
Robinson's watching SportsCenter tonight.
Especially all those that came on OVs already.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, we got 3 more.
No more super chats, guys. You're killing us.
No, you're killing Jake.
Sexy Sports Fan says, go Buffs from 85 grad Boulder. Going to be nuts this season. Let's get them, y'all.
Hell yeah.
DJ says, is there any truth about Tyler Brown possibly being reinstated by the NCAA?
Come on, dog. Stop.
Unfortunately, I don't believe so.
Yeah,
Eric?
next year.
I think, I'll leave that for Tyler to tell.
Eric Jones says, was just saying that won't happen again. Go Buffs.
What?
I forget what his previous one was.
Okay, sorry.
Shoot. The Waddy Way says, I'm so happy I wanted Neely to have a good cigar, 2 pints for RK and 3 turbo cores for Jake. Bringing Neely Cubans from Kitchener, Canada for USC.
Hey, let's
I
go.
will be there. Thank you so much.
I think those are called Canadians, not Cubans.
That it?
Sorry, 2 more just came in. Hang on.
Listen, where do you got to be?
I'm just asking what's going on, brother.
Harvey Malone says, will Coach Prime continue to utilize 2 kickers?
Yes, because hell, maybe even 3, because situationally, these kickers have different ranges and prefer different hashes. So you will see, kicking by committee when it is needed.
I was surprised we didn't see more touchbacks
And I think that was
by design.
exactly like.
I think that design will probably
It'd be
be
fixed.
put away now.
Yeah, because like the one that Feely put out of bounds, man, just kick the ball.
Yeah.
Like, and he told me on the sideline, he said, man, I got cute with it.
Trying to place it.
Yeah, he said, I got cute with it. That won't happen again.
But just kick that shit out of the back of the end zone. He's got a huge leg.
Yes, man, come on. That's better than 35.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Will says, been watching since Jackson State. Congrats to everyone. Panther Nation is behind you all next week. I hope you whoop the wheels off. Joke rule.
Let's go.
Okay, last one here.
Let's go.
AWY Television.
Took us 20 minutes.
Can I enter for y'all at the next game? I'll be flying in from New Jersey.
We'll see. You can definitely come to the tailgate and hang out with us there.
You can have Jake's seat. He's in a rush.
My job is to get this show from point A to point B, brother.
And you
I
failed.
am doing my
And
job.
you failed.
I am doing
And you
my
failed.
job.
That's why I said they can have Jake's seat. Because clearly we're at 90 minutes, and you should have had us done in 60. It's your fault.
I love this. This is great. This is like a budding rivalry.
No, this is my guy.
I
There's
know.
no rivalry.
I'm loving this.
You failed at your job, man.
Please.
The Buffs just started 1-0, and you guys are bickering.
No, I'm just
love it.
saying.
It fires
He
me up.
owned that his job is to get us in and out on time, and we're 90 minutes.
You know what I love about
And he's never been satisfied. So
what I love about DNVR and the style of content we do is that there is no time. We could do this all night.
We could for sure.
But I do want to go to Second Rodeo again. That place is sick.
Oh, no. Why are you speeding up the show, bro?
Well, good thing because we've got another super chat.
there we go. No super chat. Read it slow.
Wolves King said, had a Texas boy rooting for Colorado.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
All right, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to finish with this. And then, Jake, if it's okay with you, we can end the show.
If it's okay with you.
I've been trying to end the show for 30 minutes.
I've been to a lot of road games, a lot of Buffs games on the road. I've had some terrible, terrible experiences. And I've had some great experiences. And previously, the Nebraska game in 2018 in which Steven Montez threw a long touchdown to Laviska Shenault to give the Buffs a late lead, and they ended up winning the game, was my favorite road trip ever. And obviously a win over Nebraska is a special thing that, will always have a little extra juice. I think today became my favorite road trip ever.
Good deal.
Hell yeah.
This was a special experience. Obviously, the first time we've done a trip, a DNVR trip, which made it extra special. Getting to share it with those people in the stands as we all got to put our seats together was really special, and just like the hope that has been so real all off season being realized right in front of our eyes.
I know.
Made it really special, and then on top of that, just an elite football game. I mean, top to bottom, just great plays, guys making plays all over the field. And I would be remiss not to mention that, not trying to pump our own tires here, but we can't walk 5 feet without someone coming up and saying, hey, I love the show. And I never get sick of that.
Buff Nation has been absolutely incredible this weekend.
Yep.
It's been really, really damn cool. We were walking to the stadium and some guy, what?
Are you extending the show?
Just telling a little story here, brother.
Mount Rushmore trying to get us out of here. Now he's
You
adding
are
on.
delaying
No,
me.
I'm just saying. Go ahead, man. Thought we were going to end like he was going to say that. You were going to wrap us, and now you're adding to it. The guy that was in, go ahead. Go right ahead.
Keep going.
Yeah, 30 more
walking.
minutes.
We're walking to the stadium, just doing our thing, and some guy just randomly walks next to me. He's like, oh, DNVR, right? And just starts chatting me up, basically. It's just been really cool everywhere we go.
It's been everywhere, and I love it so much. So I appreciate everyone who has come up to us. I'm saying this in advance for everyone who will come up to us later tonight.
Yes.
But it's been
Our
it's
live
been really
studio
special.
audience is doing yoga over there.
Yeah,
like
they're done.
stretching.
They're done. We're all getting out of here. So it's been really special, and you guys are the number one reason why.
Hey, I have to say this to you guys because this was clearly my first road trip as well. Enjoyed it, but next week, not only is Nebraska, it's going to be my first real game in Folsom. I did the spring game, but I haven't been. Yeah, this is my first Ralphie and everything, man. So I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait for you to see that. All right, get us out of here, Jake.
They're going to beat the hell out of Nebraska next week.
No, he said, get us out of here.
Can I do my segues, please? Like, can I do my thing?
Do your thing.
I'm in. I think they're going to beat their ass, too.
And we will talk a lot about what they did on Thursday, what this game looks like this next week. I'm hyped to go back to practice on Tuesday, man. The vibes already have been amazing there. I can't imagine after a dub like this what it's going to be like.
Let's go.
I'm super hyped, man. Thank you, chat. Thank you for everyone we're going to talk to tonight. Thank you for everyone we're going to see next weekend. Throughout the season, love you guys. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go
Finally
Buffs.
a wrap. Go
Wait,
Buffs.
5 more super chats. One more for Jake, just to keep Jake
You're
here
kidding.
longer,
Stop.
piling on just because of Jake. That's it.
All right. Let's go Buffs.